Fake versus reality. Can you tell the difference between them? It's a big question, one that you don't have to answer because I'll do it for you. I'm going to show you a simple card trick, and then I'm going to give you the end of the video to figure the trick out. I'm going to show you the card on top, and then that's all you need to remember. It's common that most people get magic tricks confused with illusions. A magic trick deceives people, whereas an illusion gives the viewer all of the information and it's actually their perspective that changes it. For example, the hollow face illusion is an optical illusion in which the perception where a concave mask of a face appears as a normal convex 3D looking face. This is something that a brain's logic says shouldn't happen, which is what stuns people. Another example is the fracture illusion. It's the way a person's face looks ordinary when upside down, however when turned over, only then do you realise that their eyes and mouths are actually turned in an opposite direction, leaving them looking a little odd and out of place. This leaves the viewer with the question of why didn't I realise it before? This is the same question to can we tell the difference? But I'm not going to answer that just yet. An illusion is a misinterpreted perception of something right in front of them. However, looking at it in the form of a hallucination, which is an apparent perception of something that doesn't exist except in a person's mind, it gets a little more scientific. Hallucinations are more commonly experienced through hearing voices, much like having a conversation in your head, except for you don't control the other voice. People can experience drug-induced hallucinations, whether this is legally or illegally. These ones are usually more visual, involving flashes of light, abstract shapes, etc. However, long-term abuse of this can lead to psychotic states and dementia, which is what actually leads to hearing the voices. Now, the main area I want to focus on within hallucinations is sleep. It's common for people to experience a hallucination just before they fall asleep or just before they wake up. This can go from anything from a sound to actually visually seeing something. If someone is suddenly awoken, they don't actually recall being in the middle of a dream, but they know they're awake. So this slightly merges the dream and their reality together for a small duration of time, which is what leads to the hallucinations in this sense. Sometimes, if a light is switched on, then the hallucination disappears to show that it was all fake or just a dream. Which leads on to my next point, dreams. To be more precise, lucid dreaming. What is lucid dreaming? Even though the term lucid means clear, lucid dreaming is more than just having a clear dream. To have one, you must know it's a dream while you're dreaming. It allows for the dreamer to do things they would never be able to do in a waking reality. For example, flying. To experience a lucid dream is not dangerous. However, when someone new experiences one, there is a high chance of them not knowing when they've woken up due to the realistic features within a lucid dream. Some say this is impossible and it's actually just a false awakening where an individual dreams of waking up, therefore thinking they are confused between the two when really they never actually left the dream. This is nothing to actually panic about, as there are simple ways to help you know if you're still dreaming or not. One being simply to try and fly. Don't go jumping off any tall buildings of course, but just stand in place and try and fly. Another is to simply read something, anything. Not only will it not make sense, but also when you look away and then look back, it will change. Now after all that, if you were wondering if you're dreaming right now, it's okay, you're not. Nothing would show up on any computer screens, mobile phones or projectors if this was a dream, just in case you were wondering. Sadly, that means you can't watch any films in dreams either. Films themselves are riddled with things from dreams, such as dragons, superpowers, etc. As much as I would love these to be real, they're all done through CGI and special effects. So those epic battle scenes you sometimes see in films were really filmed in front of a giant green wall. I know, a lot less exciting. More examples are Gollum from Lord of the Rings, Avatar, and any DC or Marvel film. The green or blue suits and walls allow for the editing team to overlay things onto it in post-production. It's actually surprising how many people don't realise how much CGI and special effects there are on films until they see behind the scenes video or picture. This isn't the only thing people don't notice about films. People don't always remember them correctly. For example, that iconic scene 1 hour, 51 minutes and 16 seconds into Star Wars Empire Strikes Back where Luke finds out that Darth Vader is indeed his father. However, most people remember it wrong. Most people believe the iconic line is Luke, I am your father, when in fact it's no, I am your father. Here's the original clip if you don't believe me.
No, I am your father.
Things like this are called Mandela Effects, where everyone remembers it happening or being one way when in reality it was something completely different, and only when shown do they realise. Another example is the evil queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. When she looks into her famous mirrors and says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wrong! She doesn't say that. What she actually says is,
"Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?"
This is something that can't really be explained. Nobody really knows what's fake and what's real in this sense. However, something I can tell you the reality of is that magic trick. If you haven't figured it out yet, you'll kick yourselves. I simply do what's called a double lift and pick up 2 cards without you noticing, so that what I actually show you is the second card in the stack and not the first, so that when I turn it over, the top card is different and the one I really showed you is underneath it. See, it's easy once I show you. Just like how it's easy to see around the illusion once you're shown what it is. It's also easy to differentiate between hallucinations and dreams and reality when you're shown how to tell the difference, such as turning on a light switch or reading something. Maybe even looking behind the scenes of a film to show you that the epic battle was really just a giant green wall. That is the answer to my question. Fake versus reality, can we tell the difference? The answer is yes, but only once we're shown how.